Welcome back. Hope you have managed to get a refreshment, snack, drink, whatever tickles your boat. Tickles your boat. I think that's mixed metaphors there. Anyway,
boat tickling going on.
Yeah, tickles your fancy or floats your boat. I think were the two things, and I've just gone tickle your boat.
Yeah. Whatever floats your fancy.
Yeah, I like that one too.
They work quite well, actually. It's not the stupidest thing I've ever said. Anyway, back to the serious D&D.
It's early, yeah.
So, you have encountered these things and managed to vanquish them much more easily than you had previously worried about. Cyric, I take it you return to Cyric form?
Oh, yes.
Cool.
Almost as soon as the fight was over, he reverted back.
Yeah. And I take it it's just the reverse of the horrible visuals.
Yeah. Yes.
Snap. He's back.
I think Quill will sort of pop out and say, Harlan, you can come out now. Harlan?
He's just like, don't eat me. Oh my god.
They're dead.
What? How did you vanquish such creatures?
With comedy. Perfect comedy.
Mara's gonna look at her hands. Yeah, definitely not with any divine spells.
Mara's aim is well broken.
Yeah.
I take it you settle back in to finish the rest of your long rest before setting off towards Neverwinter again?
Have we had the benefit of a long rest now?
No, you have to complete the other 2 hours before you're going to get that.
Right, you are. That's what I thought. Yeah. I guess we'll do it without a hut.
Well, can you ritual cast the hut?
Yes, I can. Let's do that.
So you take 10 minutes to ritual cast the hut, and you finish off your rest, and the rest of it goes without any particular interruption. So I don't forget, because I forgot this last week, you have a lot of XP banked, so Terror, Emeros, and Dombro, you get to add... No, because Garvin doesn't take cut of the XP when I'm calculating it. 5,666 XP.
Is that enough?
You've done it's not quite enough to level you up, but you've done a lot since you last rested.
Shit.
Can you say that again?
5,666.
Okay.
I didn't ask, but do you want me just to convert Salir's XP into the new character, or go at the base of level 9?
Sorry. The other thing, which just as a little bit of housekeeping, apologies to people watching for the players, but again, whilst I don't forget to say, what I have decided is that I'm only going to save a level every 3 levels, so 3, 6, 9, 12. So if anyone else was to leave or die or whatever before everyone was level 12, you would make a level 9 character.
Okay.
So you're not just going to instantly go back at the level you necessarily go at.
Okay.
It just Jabber is lucky that this has happened when you were all level 9 anyway. So it shouldn't be a huge issue, but just so you're aware of it and don't think I'm just being a dick in the future if anything else does happen.
Should we have tried to gotten the carapace before the rest and maybe push away the corpses?
Yeah, you can do that. Make a survival check 3 times if that's what you're going to do.
Does somebody feel capable to do that? Otherwise, Mara will try it herself.
Cyric, I'd say.
But does Cyric
Yeah,
care?
it's up to Cyric,
No.
but he would be the only one I would trust to actually do any kind of a decent job on that. Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah, if he doesn't feel confident, Mara will try it.
No.
Okay, but do 3, so do another 2, because it's 1 for each of them.
At least his bonus is higher than mine.
Yeah, it's higher than mine too.
Oh!
Got a real good one.
Like
You critted, by the way, Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah. 17.
So obviously they're quite badly damaged from the whapping that Garvin's been giving them with Edge of the Mountain. But between that, you get enough of the, I'll call it hide for want of a better term, carapace, enough that you think would make a set of armor if you gave it to the right person.
Is it light or heavy?
It's particularly light, considering how strong it is. So it's much. If you converted it into non-magical metal plate armor, it's about half the weight.
I'm throwing it into the bag of holding.
Interesting. Okay,
that's fine.
1 armor amount. Bang. Right.
And I take it Cyric takes the lead again to lead you out off the
I think
Underdark.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Alton will definitely remind everyone of the impending lich issue.
Yeah.
I believe could have cleared out most of his friends, but he should be back.
But we don't know if he was tied to one of the drows. Maybe he was
Highly
tied to that place. In
possible,
way.
but I don't believe. I believe their way has been recent occurrence. Even maybe a lot of.
Yes.
Anyway,
Possibly, sir.
we are down somebody who single-handedly took him down when we were struggling. We need to be better. Get through it. Ahalan, you need to stay out of the way.
And he just nods. He doesn't, because he has no concept of what you're talking about, so he's not particularly scared. But
He will be.
all he's hearing is, "We'll protect you. Just stay going." And after seeing, or not seeing, after listening to what he thought was you being eaten by Umberhulks, and found out that you'd in fact killed them with fairly minimal injuries in comparison to his expectations. He's pretty confident in your company now. And you can see he's quite happy at the prospect of getting outside, seeing sunlight again. And because what he told you before is he's been down here for months.
Oh, his eyes are going to hurt when he gets out.
Yeah.
Cyric, do me another survival check for with advantage. But so just do it once, and we'll take the best of the double roll on roll. So 18.
Sorry. 18.
No, that's fine. Don't worry. 18. That's fine. Because you're just taking your own footsteps, following them backwards. It's not too difficult. Yeah, there's a couple of wrong turns here or there, but you quickly realise your mistake and double back the party.
I think Alton would have taken one of the rats and had it, and halfway through the journey or on the road, he will hand it to Cyric. Here you go.
Oh, I saw them before. Thank you, Alton.
There you go.
It's a predator jaw.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a lot better than fooling me, isn't it?
Adam walks on.
Silence.
Cyric's proud, and he has. He just ate.
He's out.
I don't know. Don't know how that works. Are those basically puffs of smoke
No, they're real. When
real.
We say summoning, it's like with these magical bagpipes. Of course, you weren't here last week. It basically turns him into like the Pied Piper of Hamelin. So it's summoning, as in bring. He has to have rats nearby to bring them. So it's not a magical poof. Yeah. It's when he's saying they come out of their holes and form around him.
Summoning is in calling.
Yeah, summoning as in calling them to him rather.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Goodbye, guiding bolts. You will be missed.
You missed.
Yeah, guiding bolts. You will be missed eternally.
And you make good time. You see nothing has particularly changed. You go past the bit where you encountered that horrible ooze.
How does that look?
It looks as you think. I think you all get a little bit of a sense of foreboding as to what may have happened to the parents and the son.
I think Cyric, Alton will turn to Cyric. Can you check for the footsteps of the family? They've been this way.
Well, Cyric thinks he'll look around, I guess.
Yeah. Again, that'd be Actually, no, I think investigation for that, because you're looking for something specific.
All right.
I can help you on that.
Mm-hmm. 4 and a 5. So, no, you, how long do you spend looking?
Well, not long.
No, yeah. So,
basically, just looks around. Nah.
Yeah.
And to be honest, at that bit, it is particularly hard rock, so it would be very difficult to find tracks at this particular bit anyway. So yeah.
I'm sorry, Alton. I don't know. I can't see any tracks.
Okay, maybe it's for the best.
Cilia picks up his phone. Cyric picks up his phone. I can't find them. I'm sorry.
Well, off character. Did they leave him there, or did they stay? They did.
They left. They left Harlan in the mine and went off themselves.
Second we left.
Basically, as soon as you put that mud wall up, they were gone.
Yeah, cowards.
Well, not so much cowards. They were driven trying to find their daughter.
No.
Yeah.
To be fair,
they were.
To be fair.
Well, now they were a fair meal.
You again move on, traverse quite quickly, because you're following your own footsteps. You're starting to remember the terrain, and the closer you get towards the end of this journey, you're moving more and more quickly. You're more and more sure that you're taking the right turns and going in the correct. And quite quickly and when I say quite quickly, it's probably late in the day, as far as you can ascertain with the passage of time whilst you've been away from the sun. You are in the bottom, the small antechamber underneath the mausoleum where the bone claw was before.
Mara will cast protection from evil on Garvin.
Alton will turn to Harlan again. This is the part you take a knee.
He doesn't. And there's the boxes and the barrels and things like that, and he just goes over and tips out one of the barrels of, I think,
puts it over the top
himself. And just like goes through with like Solid Snake and a cardboard box.
It's just a box.
Mara looks at the box. Wing!
Yeah. So
Thibblefoot.
Alton will okay, so we're coming up to the mausoleum entrance that we
so the way it was is that the natural corridor cavern that you're walking in, it gets narrower and narrower and narrower, turns into a very rough tunnel that's probably 10 feet tall, 4 or 5 feet wide, and then it starts running into the brickwork, and there's a sharp 90-degree turn into the small antechamber, which is where there was the chests that had clothes and they had cloaks, and then there was some modicum of food, and I think there was a small amount of coin and things like that you got here the last time. And here is the bottom of the stairs going up into the basement, so for want of a better term, of the mausoleum. And that was where the bone claw lurked.
Yeah, Could we say that I cast protection here? Because I thought we were here when I cast it.
Yeah, we were here. I was just...
Yeah, he's explaining.
I was just explaining the environment. Because
sorry.
So what I will say is that we'll probably get Garvin to maybe carry the barrel for Harlan until we know where it's impending. Well, listen, a dwarf with a barrel, that makes sense in my head. Yeah, so but when we believe that we're going to be the possible conflict is upon us, so that we're not scrambling to try and get him safe before he just gets immediately sheared in half.
Absolutely, yeah. So what marching order or anything? If Garvin's going up the stairs, who's following?
Alton's behind Garvin.
Okay.
Mara's behind Alton.
Okay, sorry.
I'm last.
Up the rear.
Yeah.
And you move up into the next chamber, and it's there again. Let me remind myself. I should have done this at the break. Exactly what it looks like.
Just to let you guys know, my new character's name is Carlton.
But is it Carlton? It's Carlton.
Carlton. Just because I don't want us to get mixed up on who is talking about again.
Did you decide against Salirbot 2.0?
Yeah. I didn't want to do the Salir Cyric thing again, so I was like,
that's smart. It's Alban.
People were mixing up Valentine and
with different campaign. Makes no sense.
Yeah, but those names weren't even similar, and even you mixed up your own character with mine.
Yeah, I did. I was drunk a lot of the time.
Good times.
In there.
Well, no.
Right, come on. Like back to getting a bit distracted.
Heel boy.
So you come up the stairs, and you are presented with the back wall of the chamber. If you remember, these stairs going down started at the back wall, and there's two columns going up from the floor to the ceiling, those sort of Greco columns.
Yeah.
And there is the actual tomb itself, which is a stone plinth with a stone sarcophagus on the top, and another set of stairs going up. So your stairs going down there, and then there's another set of stairs going up above them to where the entrance and exit is. And as you come up, this is dark, so anyone without dark vision cannot see. But there does not seem to be any immediate presence known to anybody.
The long arm boys.
Yeah, we're the long arm boys. The long boys.
Yeah, and there won't be any Battle of the Titans as well. Mara will activate the Drift Globe, like on her shoulder.
It illuminates the room, and there does not seem to be the worrying presence of the bone claw that you expected.
Do you perceive anything, Mara?
Should I roll? I guess.
Yeah. If you want to,
definitely. With your plus 11.
Yeah, that's 24.
Yeah,
24.
The mausoleum seems empty.
Okay. Nobody seems to be here.
From what I goes out and he sort of goes roar and shakes the barrel.
Frightened, gibbering coming from within.
Alton proceeds to not be able to pull the barrel off of him.
Yeah, because he's got his fingers wedged through a couple of holes in the slats. It's like
Alton does not lift, bro.
Okay. So what do you do next? Do you continue up or
get out of here?
Yeah. You continue up. Upstairs seems just as empty as downstairs, and you proceed through it. And when you open the double doors, you are all almost blinded as you, the passage of time, you thought it was late evening, but your understanding of time down under the ground has completely twisted, and you can see the bright dawn of the sun just cresting above the Never Death graveyard where you have come out into. Brilliant blue sky. Your breath starts to frost in the air as the first tendrils of winter have started to show themselves. There's a crisp frost on the ground. And you can see from that there are no footprints or anything in the frosted dew on the grass and the pavement in front of you. It is unmolested by the passage of feet. You get that very slight sort of crisping as you walk across the frost.
No sign of the banshees?
Nope.
I don't think I've ever been this happy to see sunlight.
Is Ireland still in the barrel?
And until somebody convinces him otherwise, he's staying in the barrel for just now.
Well,
Holland, we have reached the surface. It's quite bright, though. Are you ready to come out?
Oh, I think I should. The sun, and he's
careful.
Like, ah! It burns! This is where you find out he was a vampire. No. He's
a mountain.
And he's sort of grasping around like, I can't see. It's so bright.
And so you've killed my second character, Harlan.
But he sort of stumbles about for a while, and it sort of slowly manages to blink his eyes open. You see him take a deep, long, shuddering breath, and it's just like, I never knew that air could taste so sweet.
I think with that, actually, Alton also takes a big, deep breath as his eyes slowly adjust to things.
And it is. It's that. It's the one upside of when it's really cold in the morning. It's just that beautiful, crisp, fresh, clean air. And especially from the environment that you've come out of. You could be standing atop a glacier, breathing air that's never been breathed before. It's just so refreshing.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
You always have to spoil it.
Sorry. Mara will deactivate the drift globe and also enjoy the fresh air. Though mostly the sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is nice.
Yeah, and I think that's probably quite natural. Everyone just there's no imminent threat, and everyone takes a wee while to just breathe the air in, watch the world go by. Take me to the wrong map. And just enjoy the nature. And
I think Alton will definitely be he'll be enjoying it, taking it all in, happy. There's definitely a pang of sadness too that they're not all coming.
Indeed.
And I think Garvin sort of turns in at that point and goes, so is it bacon and eggs at the nearest inn, or do we have to go and speak to the pompous arsehole at the Neverwinter Guard?
Oh, I would love some breakfast, but perhaps it's best to get that in order so we don't need to have something that will interrupt the breakfast or harry us out of the breakfast. That's what I think anyway. Deal with our business and then finally relax.
I'll do whatever you think's best.
Yeah. What do the rest of you think?
I want to organize a meeting.
Yeah. That too.
Well, maybe the Marshal will know. You, Mara, must have connections with wizards and stuff, even business-wise, but...
Yeah. Yeah, it'll... I mean, we have, as I've said before, we have the money to spare.
I think Alton takes out, goes to take out a jar of jam, but they're all gone.
Alton's jamless?
Yeah. The fix. I need the fix.
No, he just sort of puts it back. It's the equivalent of someone searching for money in their pocket and finding lint.
Yeah. Disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you make your way to the halls of justice and make your presence known there. And
before,
sorry. No.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think Cirque would have stayed behind. Let the others walk away a bit first, and then would have turned around to the crypt and engraved an old druidic symbol for it for a safe return.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that would have been fitting. So
just to get one of the large sort of stone breeze blocks on the side of it, and yeah, very cool. And anyone with a sort of druidic connection will know what that means.
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry, I should have said anyone had anything to do. Apologies.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
So,
to be fair, Emeros didn't get a chance to really react in the moment, so that's Cyric gets to do it there.
Yeah, absolutely. You are put into after a very short wait. You're ushered into the presence of
a prison cell,
not a prison cell.
Guiding bolt.
And this very austere, formal gentleman, still in his sort of armor, ceremonial. It doesn't look like it's ever seen action. Very shiny.
Politician.
He is a politician, but he turns to you with a reasonable amount of humor on his face, or not so much humor, but welcoming, with a welcoming sort of look, and goes, "My, well, I did not expect to see any of your faces again, I must admit, though and then he sort of gets a wee bit more somber, though I do see that one of you seems to be missing."
Yes, that will be corrected soon. We lost one, and he may have been banished, so we will inquire about getting him back.
And what about your mission? What can you tell me of that? Are the drow still a threat to the city?
The drow will always be a threat to the city, but that particular hole is empty currently.
Alton has pulled out the letter.
Oh. We acquired documents.
Quill will taxi it over to him.
We found documents. We did not manage to kill their leaders. They have fled somewhere else. So we shall inquire further in Luskin.
They specifically said that they were going back to Luskin.
They
mentioned Waterdeep as well. Just out of character.
And he reads the bit of the letter that is, and he says, yes, well, I think from what our prisoner said is their main base was in Luskin, but obviously this does refer to another outpost in Waterdeep as well. I will get a message to my equivalent there in the city guard and let them know that they should be on watch for drow acting suspiciously. Although it's a bigger city, a lot more intrigue there, then they'll probably get lost between all of the different thieves guilds and mercenary companies and everything there, so they may not be quite as at risk, but still better for them to be warned and be aware of what is within the city.
Is this Stagrin, or is this a different guy?
This is Perrin San, the marshal. Stagrin basically works for
He's
Mara.
the shield coin, right?
He's the head of the military of the Temple of Joaquin.
Sir, I'm in search of powerful magisters. Who is the most powerful?
Any particular topic? As there are several, but they have their own specific topics that some of them would be. I mean, don't ever ask them that in their presence, as you'll end them fighting for hours about who's the most powerful, this and that. But
I need to know someone who is powerful in the art, both transportation and outside realm.
Well, there are two that comes to mind. There is a old elven wizard. She goes the name of Alantar. She is part of a sect, I suppose you call, in the open, and nothing that is particularly bad or anything, but they are called the Azure Wizards.
Okay. Do you know anything about?
She is particularly, as I am not a magic user myself, but I'm fairly sure her, as you know, I'm charged and need to know these things, and my people tell me that she focuses on planar magic, things like that. So I think from what you say, she is probably the one you need to go and speak to.
Where would I find her?
That I'm not so sure, but I'll ask my minions and get word to you in the next couple of days. Are you going to be staying in the same inn that you were before, now that there is no Temple of Joaquin? And he looks directly at you.
Yeah, of course he does. Also, just sour. Sort of not make eye contact, look at the ground, but nod.
Well, I will get word to you by the end of the day as to where she is located and to be found within the city.
Send a raven.
I will also give you a letter of introduction if that is something you will find helpful. If it is to
thank you.
If you could,
your missing friend,
that would be great. Thank you.
We have also a companion with us.
Because
I'm assuming he's still with us.
Take him out of the barrel.
Yeah. We've been rolling him this entire time.
No, he just travels on our shoulders in the barrel.
He, I guess, will need to be repatriated to the outside of Luskin, was it?
Well, I don't want to go back there. That's where I was out. Oh, no. Here's fine. And he sort of nods, really uncomfortable in the presence of such a powerful person. He's like, I'm just happy to not be in a mine, being forced to mine anymore. I will be able to find my own acquaintances here and get back on track.
Okay, well, you currently, because you were a merchant before, right?
Yeah, trader,
yeah, so currently know the acting over gold of Neverwinter, so we'll figure something out for you.
And at that, his eyes sort of spark open, and it's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite obvious to you anyway that he knows what that means and the potential benefits of knowing that person.
Also, Harlan, might be worth your while to get some self-defense classes. I've never been too careful.
I think once I manage to get some of my funds out of the bank, I shall just be hiring some bodyguards. 8 foot tall half-orcs, I think, will do. Maybe a Goliath if I can find them.
Ooh. You
also
know what
heard of things called.
And Perrin sounds like, well, I think you can discuss this afterwards. I'm going to keep this letter for now, but it obviously looks like it's some sort of code, and I'll have my people work upon it. But would you wish a copy, or?
Alton pulls out an already copied version.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is fine.
Well, whatever result we would like to know.
We would like to
I
be
don't
kept
know
updated.
whether we get that. It's coding is not my thing, so I don't know how hard or easy this is to deal with. But
It's definitely not easy.
Now, are you, as I would imagine, I'm sure you will sit and tend to your wounds and recover for a few days in the city, but I might believe that you are going to move forward to Luskan and look for Dante.
We have some
And
more
he's
business.
looking directly at Mara now, as if to see,
Well, we have some business in town before we continue. The wizard, chiefly among those, and of course some temple business.
Philip will quietly say, and out of town.
Well, but ultimately, whether it is in 3 days' time or a week or 10 days, that is your understanding of my understanding is correct, is it? Or
Yes, unless somebody has something that they haven't said, and she's going to look to Alton.
We cannot commit to anything.
Yes, is this something that you're specifically thinking of?
Well, no, it is just to help you on your way. I can give you an introduction to a sea trader that will roams up and down the Sword Coast, but I have arranged for them to give you passage to Luskan. It's much safer and more quick by sea.
Yes.
If you go down to the harbour, you'll be able to see her in her ship. Ask for Captain Scale and the Storm Petrel.
Sounds completely unnecessary. We will take that. No.
Nah.
What a strange way to do it, at a fork in the road.
You know what? I think we'll take the way through the Underdark.
I think we'll walk.
Yeah. No, I think like the prospect of going out to sea is somehow like we've been in such a cramped space that going out to sea would be like even more liberating. Samara's like, yes, a sea voyage would be perfect. So,
Let's
thank you.
why don't we just get something to eat for now, and
Yes.
we'll maybe check that out afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let us.
we could be a few days waiting for
Yeah, we can. We could.
Alanta.
We shall.
Hope you've written it down. I've not.
I have. It's Alanta
It's in there.
of the Azure Wizards.
I already put it in the NPC sheet.
Good man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was.
So let us. We need to gather some rest and meet some people, and I guess we'll head off to the docks after that to tell the person waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, do you go back to the Toll Booth Tavern?
Yeah.
Obviously, you tarry a while here. We don't have to roleplay at all.
No.
Perrin-san asks for a lot more details, and you spend maybe about an hour here telling the tale in more depth of what's happened. He asks for details of the more powerful.
We give him details that are important for him to know. But
yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm saying you can decide what you do, not tell him. But this isn't the sum total of his questioning of you. That's all I mean.
I think for now, Alton will leave out the magic that they're using.
You mean the powder?
Yeah.
Okay.
The crystal I carry in my pocket.
Crystal, baby, little baggie of crystal right here. I do too.
But But we also tell them that about they're using mind magic, not specifically the powder.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
It just seems too powerful to let something like that out, just in case they go and try and mine it themselves. Is Alton's thinking?
make a deception roll just to see how
relish.
well, because it'll give you advantage because you're not lying. You're omitting to say something.
It's a what is it? Persuasion or deception?
Deception.
Nice. That's a 36.
Holy shit!
I thought I because he rolled high. He got a 24 on his perception, but you think that he hasn't noticed that you have omitted.
Well, Anton will be particularly. I imagine if it's him and Mara, they probably would have had the conversation already. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of like they're. It's not just Alton doing that. It's Alton, but then it's Mara's reassuring honesty. Talking about real stuff as Alton sort of guides the conversation as soon as they come close to that subject.
That's fine.
I guess it will also be the type of thing where Mara wants to probe them for answers about the mind magic.
Yeah.
Right. And the head of the shield coins were there as well, right?
No.
No. Oh, I thought I misheard. Never mind.
No. It was just Dombro asked who that was you were speaking to, and I was just reminding him who the difference between Perrin San and Stagrin. So no.
Okay.
There's nobody else present other than Perrin San.
Right. So I guess after we've dealt with that, we'll go and eat. Guess we'll take with us Twinefoot. Buy him dinner.
And I think he appreciates that. You go back to the comforting warmth of the Toll Booth Tavern, and he eats a meal with you, and states that he'd be happy to go into any business that may come your way in the future. As it turns out, when you have a conversation, he actually knows Louisa. And says that he'll go and make his way to there and leave word for her that he's about and do any business dealings through her, as you've sort of explained that she's sort of taking the lead at this moment in time.
But he'll hire guards before he leaves the city, right?
Yeah. What he tells you is he has money deposited with the local bank. So whilst he is penniless at the moment, he has access to funds.
Yeah, good.
I think Alton will sort of flick him a coin. Make sure her dog gets well fed.
And he nods and goes, "Thank you. That's very kind. Make sure it is. Lovely big steak."
Yes.
Scratch him behind his left ear. He really likes that.
And he bids you farewell, possibly to see him in the future. You all have a lovely full breakfast of whichever. They remember Alton's
pineapple
for fruit. Yeah. Everyone else order whatever they want. It's quite a well stocked tavern.
Yep.
And I think by the time you've finished, it's maybe sort of lunchtime now. You're all very tired because of the travel, but I think Garvin sort of says, I think we should try and get back on track and not go to bed too early, otherwise our body clocks are going to be all messed up. Maybe we should head to the harbour now.
We have too much business for sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, let's head to the docks.
What did he say the name of her boat was? What's a boat anyway?
Oh, Alton. We haven't seen the sea yet, have we? You remember the lake outside of Redwall?
Yes. Celia would go fishing there. He gets quiet.
Yeah. I guess that's like that other moment of silence. Those are beautiful dice.
I've got my ocean dice.
They're beautiful.
Ooh. Mara will... Well, the ocean is like a huge lake, so large that you can't even swim across it. And a boat is something that travels across.
Alton looks at his ring of water walking or swim speed.
Yeah. Well, you'll see when we get there.
Okay. And what's the boat part?
Oh, the boat. is like...
It's like a caravan, isn't it? Like we were on. But it goes on the water.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Like a huge sail. Yeah, you'll see it.
Sounds pretty boring and unexciting, but okay.
Well,
and you go out into the streets, and it's a medium-sized city, so it's quite busy. And as you walk towards where you, Mara, know your way around the city, where the harbour is, you all start to feel the wind raises a little bit. You start to get that scent of the sea, the sort of salty, little bit of the sort of pong of seaweed, at low tide. The number of seagulls and birds swirling around just sort of increases the sort of
I think seagulls are dicks. Anyone who knows seagulls knows they're dicks. So I think they've probably been bothering Quill a bit. Mm-hmm. So by the time we actually get there, Alton will be carrying Quill.
Okay, that's fine.
Sort of nervously looking up at these.
Yeah,
and you find yourself on the harbour wall. There's many boats anchored up, some going out, some coming in.
Right, so that's the sea.
Yeah. What's Alton's first sort of view? You just see.
Imagine what happens is he's walking along, as you said, the wind's picking up. These feckin' birds, man, and
there's quite a rolling wave swell coming in as well.
Well, I believe it's sort of like there's a row of barrels, barrel, and one half broken barrel, and then suddenly when he passes the half, because he can't see over the barrel, so it's just like looking at this huge, open, turbulent.
Let's actually say it's not barrels; it's lobster pots, and they're three high, and then they go to they're only one high because they're slowly being piled onto a boat to be taken out.
Yeah, someone just removes it, and you just see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I imagine. His mouth is agape at the sight of such a powerful image that never even considered before.
Where the harbour is in Neverwinter, there's a river that runs through the centre of the city, and it comes out into quite a sharp, wide V-neck estuary. I don't know why I said that, because he always wears a turtleneck.
The V-neck of the ocean.
So a very sharp, wide V-shaped estuary. But it's quite a shallow estuary. I don't mean like the depth of the water, but it's not very long.
Okay.
And you're looking out over to a small island that seems to have a mansion on it that's in the middle of the mouth of the river. And then you're looking out onto the sea. And it's blue but dark green, and there's white crests coming on from the waves that are rolling in towards
it's a European ocean.
Yes,
so
yes,
just dark enough to be creepy.
Yes, absolutely. Goes the sea.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've been playing Sea of Thieves.
Yes. It's become a problem.
It's why I made this character.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so we are met with, I presume, a marina of sorts or a dock.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I say, there is someone just where you've stopped to survey who's loading lobster pots onto his boat.
Did we get any name?
Captain Scale.
Captain Scale.
And the boat was called the Storm Petrel.
The Storm Petrel?
Petrel. It's a type of bird.
Also a gasoline.
Yeah.
Okay. The Storm Petrel.
Of course, the American was very quick to point out.
It's also Storm gasoline, yes. It's not spelled the same way.
Did one of you say oil?
Looks like someone needs some freedom.
Okay.
Okay. Forward.
Yeah, so Alton will be... He's just sort of in a state of, like, sensory overload, essentially.
Yeah, that's the sea, Alton. As you can see, the sky and the water meets itself in the far distance, and it goes much further than that. But they both meet, and they're flat, so you can see that the world is flat.
This isn't like a caravan at all.
Well, and she'll point at one of the boats. That is one of the boats. Down there.
Oh. I see it now.
So that's what we'll be on. Whichever boat is ours. The Storm Petrel, and she'll kind of scan the docks to look after our boats. And I'm guessing it's the like huge, mighty, beautiful ships, and then at the end there's like a tiny, broken, burning one.
I mean, this isn't a huge, majestic harbour. The bigger boats you can see are anchored out in the mouth of the river, and it does tend to be small cutters and creel boats and pleasure craft that are here in the more sort of traditional yachts and things like that. So this isn't a gigantic commercial harbour like you've seen in Waterdeep with the deep water boats. Probably the biggest boat you can see here is maybe like a sort of a two masted caravel or something like that. But there's a variety. There's everything from rowboats to that around. Some of them have their sails coming down as they've just entered the harbour and are mooring. Other ones, the sails are being furled to go out to sea. So it's difficult to see everything, but you can fire me a perception check.
Humpty dum dum dum. 24.
24, yeah. You looking around, you don't seem to see a boat called the Storm Petrel.
Well then, I guess we'll go ask the dockmaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did put an NPC standing next to you. If you want.
Yeah.
There's someone moving these crates that Alton are looking through.
We're excuse me, sir.
Aye.
We're looking for the vessel called the Storm Petrel.
Oh, aye. She's a fast one.
Huh?
And he sort of, and he's an old human man, and he sort of takes you by the waist, slightly familiarly,
Yeah.
and he takes you out towards the end. Follow me.
Oh,
And
okay.
He goes, she's just been having a few repairs, and Mistress has just taken her out to do some maneuvers to make sure they've been done properly. And he points out to a boat that you can see just outside the estuary. It's cutting backwards and forwards. You can see it tacking against the wind and doing tight turns. It's obviously being put through its paces by someone quite skilled that knows what they're doing. And this is what the Storm Petrel looks like.
Ooh.
20.
But is it a spelljammer vessel?
No, it is not. Yeah, it seems to be thing. And you sit and I go, I'll leave you to it. I've got my lobster pots to be going back to. And you watch for 10, 15 minutes as this maneuvers continue. And you watch as it turns towards the harbour. Some of the sails are furled up to slow it down as it's coming in with the wind behind it. And as it gets closer, you see two smaller figures that seem to be one running around the back of the deck and one that's going up into the rigging. And on the back, on the tiller, a striking woman who is quite obviously Captain Scale that you've been told to meet. don't know, Jabber, do you want to add anything about that for the characters?
Yeah, I think while they were watching the boat out doing its turns and stuff, it's doing some rather incredibly reckless turns where it is nearly perpendicular to the water, and it looks like during that time the captain is actually up on the mast, weighing it down even more, just to see how sharp of a turn they can achieve on this boat. And very clearly, the two kind of smaller, scrawny men on the boat are panicking as this is happening, running back and forth.
Gotta test the engine, see? I don't know, would we be impressed or terrified by this?
That's up to you.
I think that's absolutely up to you.
Yeah, I think it'll be the type of thing where you see somebody ride a horse amazingly, but it looks extremely dangerous.
Like, I'm gonna die if I do that.
Yeah, it's like, well done for doing that, but don't do that with me on board.
I don't think Alton is entirely clear on what is actually happening here at all.
Okay.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Does he say anything, or does he just have an odd look upon his face?
He's sort of cocked to the side a little bit. Doesn't quite know what's going on here. How far away are they?
I mean, they've never gone more than maybe like half a mile offshore or something like that. So you're getting quite a good look of the boat as it's cutting backwards and forwards. And as the chap on the dockside said, that they've had some repairs and the captain's just putting it through its paces to make sure they've been done correctly and they hold under
Why does this caravan have wings, Miss Mara?
It's because you can't use horses in the water. So
I've heard of seahorses before.
Well, seahorses are rather small and they can't drag a ship vault.
Oh, not where I'm from. They're not.
Those are called kelpies.
Kelpies. Okay, so
yeah. So it's
where do the horses go then?
There's no horses, Alton. No horses there. The sail, the wing as you call it, the sail guides. It uses the wind and it pushes across the ocean.
It looks pretty fun. Is it fun?
Yeah, hopefully. Well, depends. It's a lot of waiting and standing on a ship, at least for us who don't work on the ship.
And I think just at that, you sort of the boat crests through quite a particularly big wave, and there's a big crash of spray off its bow as it sort of forces its way through.
Yeah, Alton's eyes
and it sort of glistens in the sort of the bright sunlight as the spray sort of shoots up with a big crash of white water.
Yeah, I think the close up is on Alton's eyes as they glisten.
He's just showboating. Oh.
I think Terror talked there, but I've gotten muted. So
yeah, save a lot of time and anguish.
And I think after as I say, sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes pass, and the boat comes in, you move up the harbour wall to where it's drawing in to moor, and the aforementioned lady skips up onto the wall, ties off the ropes, and notices you all sort of standing there in a semicircle staring at her, and allow Jabber to how he responds to the curious gaze of this bunch of weirdos.
One of them hugging closely, sort of bemused Raven.
So, are you three my weirdo?
Yes. I think so.
Guess.
Are you the captain?
Yes, Scale. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
It's the bird talking as well to you. I'm Alton.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you.
And your owner's name?
I'm Alton. It's nice to meet you.
The bird is Quill. Mara will hand a gold to the sailor who helped them go there. Thank you for your time, sir.
He's already wandered off as soon as he pointed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. The descriptions are accurate.
Mara will
Although You're missing one?
We will seek to rectify that in town.
Make a perception check.
Who?
Not Scale, the rest of you.
Oh.
This always goes so well for me. Actually, not bad.
Motherfucker.
Doesn't happen. 20. Dirty 20.
23. 22.
Right.
70.
All three of you. You immediately noticed that Scale seems to have been prior warned about you.
Well, obviously, yeah, she said she matched the descriptions.
She's making descriptions, about you. Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry, Captain. You know us?
Yeah, the
I've never
guard
met
told
you.
me that he had. Well, I've never met you either. You know when you hear about people from other people?
No.
Yes.
That happened.
Oh, okay.
So, what did they say about us? Other than the
Well,
descriptors.
That some people might be needing to go to Luskin, since I'm going
She
to be
wearing
heading
a
that
hat?
direction. If I can make some...
Is she
She's wearing a tricorn, yes.
Okay.
I almost heard
is-
tricorder.
Alton is eyeballing the hell out of your hat right now. But, then looking away. Back to the hat.
So, yes, I'm making...
When will you...
was told to make some room. I was planning within the next 10 days or so, but kind of give my men... She points to two very scrawny, very, alley boy people who are on her boat.
My alley people?
Virtually urchins, aren't they?
Yeah. But they're, very sea-weathered. They got the dark and crusty skin.
I think as she points, you get the camera view of Mara looking, then Garvin looking over the top of Mara, and then Alton just sort of walking beside them. Bit of a wave.
Is that all the crew you need?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do good work. They don't have anything else to do.
But obviously we saw the display.
Oh, yeah. I like to scare them.
What's up the top there?
Ah.
And she points to the top of the mast.
A flag.
Oh.
Davy Jones, they call it.
There's no crow's nest up there, no?
I don't think on this size of a boat has a crow's.
I think it would have not like a proper crow's nest,
like
but
a
I think there would
platform.
maybe a little bit of netting for someone to stand up there, but it's very much reliant on the grip of the top of the mast to keep safe.
Maybe a storm bell up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably a 10-day. They need a bit of a break. We just came in up here from what?
We have business anyway.
Yeah, we need to run into some wizards and some other purchases.
A wizard.
So,
Is
well,
there? So, do you have an estimated time? I
No.
would like to
Not
know.
current. Not currently.
Okay.
You could always tag along if you're worried.
Where are you staying?
Toothless Tabard. What's it called?
Toll Booth
It's
Tavern.
called the Toll Booth Tavern.
Oh, yes, okay. That's right.
That's because he burnt down the Temple of Joaquin.
Carving.
I think I've been by that temple.
Alton
It's
Polymorph.
kind of a nice
You've
building.
sorry.
been in the city for a few
was.
days, and you every bar there'll have been tales of a major temple being burnt to the ground.
Alton dimension doors away.
Well then.
That's how he escaped from the burning building. He just did that spell.
He's now up on the platform. I think he's sort of holding on for dear life. He didn't think it was up this high.
And even though it's moored, there is still this sort rocking roll that
is he going to be doing that a lot?
Well, if he learns not to do it when he falls down.
Do you want me to get him?
Mara will look at
Mara, look! Ding, 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 ding.
No.
No. So I think you guys will just see Scale run, jump on the side of the boat, and then run up one of the net riggings, just vertically up the rope, up to the top.
What's this for, Captain?
And just grab the bell of the ringers. Like, that is to let people know that you're arriving or that you're about to crash into them. And it's very annoying.
Why does your caravan have wings? For wind?
These are called sails.
Well, Mara will look to Siri. Well, now you've seen fire breathers, and now you get to see trapeze artists.
She says quietly from the dock.
It was just a Cyric.
Oh, right, okay.
Can you get down?
Ooh.
I can make you.
I can get down. I can get down. How do you get down? He's just on this platform and considered nothing.
How tall is this mast?
Mast's probably about... it's probably a good 35 feet tall.
Holy shit.
Because the length of the boat's probably about 65, 70 feet long. Then the bowsprit on top of that. And it's maybe about 15, 20 feet wide at the beam.
I think Scale is going to try to just grab Alton and throw him into the sail. So he kind of like hits it and like rolls down along this.
100%. Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does not. He is letting you do it.
Right, so make an acrobatics check anyway, Scale. First roll for the new character.
Oh, let me open my sheet. 18.
Oh.
Yep. And Alton, make a dexterity check to see what happens when you get to the end of the sail that's about 6 feet off the deck.
Straight dex.
Dexterity saving throw.
So,
god damn, that's actually pretty good. That's a dirty 20. I get a +6 on my dex save.
Sort of Scale just sort of looks at him with a smirk, like shoves him, and the angle of the sail is much that Alton sort of spills. Obviously, his weight sort of billows it, and he sort of gets slightly caught, and his falls arrested slightly, and he's sort of still tumbling down, but he manages through his own natural dexterity to sort of land on his feet just right in front of a slightly startled Garvin and Mara on the deck.
Let's do that again.
Mara's going to look up to the woman up on the mast. You know he's going to do that more now.
Yeah, next time there won't be a sail.
Mm.
You know how to do it without one?
Do you?
Told you.
Dimension doors back up.
Yeah, this time she's just gonna push him into the ocean without the sail.
Featherfall. Featherfall and hold on to Quill as flows me over.
Does Quill flap its wings as he's pretending to carry him?
Well, he's not pretending him. I think what
really
Alton's meaning is to direct him back to the ship so he doesn't fall in the sea.
That one wasn't as fun.
by Quill.
Yeah, she's gonna slide down one of the ropes and help the boys tie the sails up and put them up.
And I think as with the first introductions made and the ship being fully moored, so obviously it's tied up, but as Jabber's saying, like getting the sails all trussed up and some extra mooring ropes securing it in place. I think that's probably it's our usual stopping time. So Apologies, I thought that introduction would have been a little bit earlier in the day, Jabber. Sorry. But
I knew what was happening. I knew it would have come about eventually.
yeah, indeed. So, yeah, let's finish there, and we should see what next week brings. Do you have any followers or anything to thank?
I better unveil.
Oh, that's right. The character sheet or the stat view.
I think we're on the stat view now. Actually, just give me a second. Yeah, and here is the new character.
We don't have any new follows or anything this week, so nothing updated. But maybe next.
We did get a re.
We got a re-up sub by Mr. Dan Hobbs.
Yes,
Wonderful.
Teasing us before the stream.
Also, now realizing looking at this chart, I have the lowest health.
Oh my god!
By a decent way, yeah.
Is that symbol to be for the sea and or something? What is that for?
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
Well,
I'm sure.
You don't know yet.
You don't know.
The answer to that question.
True.
Yes.
All right.
So,
But
yeah,
yeah, no new follows or anything this week, but we do have Dan who resubbed. Terror Squid, do you know if you are doing a Icewind Dale?
I think it's on a little bit of hiatus at the moment, just because I'm just struggling at work to get in.
It's a
and
busy
get it all
season.
done and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's, without going into my work, it's not the easiest time of year.
Oh, I'm busy too. It's fine.
The stilted girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's
Yeah.
like. I can't take the passive-aggressive nature of him anymore. God's sakes, make it stop.
It can stop. Censored.
No.
Don't worry about it, dude. It's over.
Censored, muted. So yes, but we'll see. We'll see what when that amends. But
Don't expect it.
Yeah, no. For now, it's on hiatus.
not in the near future anyway.
Then
We've a lot of things in the fire at the moment, and they're in various states of ready or informed ideas. So
Yeah,
we'll just see what happens.
yeah. There's other things that I need to finish off that I want to take the time.
We're also working hard on
Usually
getting the
be stupid.
podcast sort of
Well, that's
become
the
a thing.
foremost. I'm almost finished.
And listen, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we are in the smithy hammering things together. Sooner or later, they will be done.
Indeed.
And unless that's anything, anyone has anything else, we will see you next Sunday.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks very much for
Sunday
coming out.
fun day.
Thanks again, Dan, the real
Thanks,
MVP.
Yeah.
Indeed.
He's telling us we need a Discord. Working on it.
Oh yeah.
Well, we have a Discord. We just need to invite people
The
to it.
private one.
I think we need to do a bit of setup on it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Stay
Loot
tuned
box.
to the Twitter.
I'm stealing some of Wolfie's ideas on his.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it, guys. We'll
Wonderful.
be,
Right.
as usual, stay tuned to the Twitter for any updates, announcements, etc. And yeah, thanks so much for coming, and we'll see you all again next week on.
Yes.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Dragon
doing
Ball
that.
Z.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z.
Next week, Energy Stored Sunday.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Peace and
Take care.
peace.